Readers, I have two scenarios for you. Okay, you might hold up two fingers so you can follow along with me. Scenario A, there's a boy and a girl on the playground. The boy's littler than the girl. And the girl comes over and she pushes the little boy off the swing. And that little boy dusts himself off. He looks at the girl and he just walks away. How would you describe that boy? Go ahead, tell me. Likely you were saying that boy avoids problems, maybe shy, quiet, doesn't stand up for himself. Let's think about scenario two. In scenario two, same little boy sitting on the swing, girl who's bigger than him, much bigger, comes over and pushes him off the swing, and he falls. And he gets up, looks at the girl, and then steps on her toe. Oh my gosh. How would you describe that boy? Bold. He's littler than her, and he's standing up for himself for sure. So, readers, the reason I'm telling you all of this is because as we track our characters, as they go on their journey up and down the story mountain, one thing is for sure, our characters are going to be encountering problem after problem after problem after problem on their journey. And it's up to us to study how they solve those problems. What do they do when they're faced with trouble? As a way to get to know them even better as characters. Are you ready to try this important work today? Great. So readers, today I wanted to teach you this as we follow our characters up and down the story mountain. We follow their journey and their path. We want to pay special attention to the problems, the trouble the characters encounter. And then what we want to do is we want to think about how do our characters solve those problems? And what are we learning about our characters by how they solve those problems? So how do they solve those problems? And what do we learn about them by how they solve those problems? Okay, that's important work for us today. Let's give it a try with our read aloud. And let's think about the problems that pop up and how the character solves each of those problems so that we can get to know our characters even better. Okay. So I listed for us some of the problems that Diamond has, some of her challenges. One of her challenges is that her dad and mom are divorced. She talks about it. She said that she misses Monday night football, and Mondays aren't the same without the Monday night football. She also misses his presence, and she talks about subtraction, how her parents separated, and she feels a little bit like her pieces of her are missing. They're missing from her life. Well, it does seem like she thinks to herself about that problem, but she doesn't really voice her concern to her mom. So maybe that's a problem that she might kind of like tuck inside of her. She avoids a little bit more. She doesn't really have that conversation with her mom. We haven't seen that. She doesn't really have any friends in her new neighborhood. But we see Diamond take some big risks. She goes and she walks around her neighborhood. She tries to meet some of the people who are in the salon, who are out on the stoops, and get to know the culture, the community that lives there and what it's like. So it does seem like she's trying to solve this problem. She's solving that head on. Like she's taking control of that. Also, she sits with the three T's at lunch, and although she doesn't call them like true friends, right? She does make an effort. She's making an effort to try to fit in, to try to make a friend who she feels connected to. And she also does the same thing with Free. She invites him to sit with her on his first day of school. So she's taking charge of that problem. I think so. Let's look at the next one and see if we can find a pattern in the way she solves her problems. So she's bothered by Free. She really is. Remember that time where he knocks Jeremy over and Jeremy's chicken nuggets will spill all around? Yeah. And she goes up to Free and she yells at him. She tells him, "You need to apologize." And Free was kind of taken back by that. She's really standing up to the problem here. So, readers, are you seeing a pattern here with Diamond? Do you see a pattern in the way that she solves her problems so we can get to know her more? What are you thinking? Whisper it into your hand, say it into the screen, or jot it down. Go ahead. Yeah, Diamond confronts her problems head on for the most part. She is going to go and take charge of those big problems or parts of trouble in her life. We know that about her. So that could make us think that Diamond is bold, she's brave, she stands up for what she wants. And we can know that about her based on how she solves her problems. So, readers, I bet right now you are thinking a bit about the characters in your own club books. And you are probably thinking that you can get to know them even better by how they solve the trickiest problems in the stories that you're reading. So, will you try that work right now and think, what are some of the problems your character is facing? Got it? How do they face those challenges? And what are you learning about them? Go ahead, you might pause the video right here, say it into the screen, or jot it in your notebook to get ready for club conversation. Readers, today we learned a new and important strategy. We learned that one thing we can do is we can study our characters and how they solve some of the big challenges in their stories. So today I added this strategy to our anchor chart. You can try this strategy out, or you could look to some of the strategies that we've already learned before and bring that to your club book so that you can bring it to your club conversation to inspire great talk. So today, will you make a plan for how many pages you and your club will read, and also what you'll think about? Okay, you have an idea, you have a plan? Awesome. Happy reading. I'll see you soon.